What do you think? Good. Alright guys, what is happening? I am headed into work for the day. And good morning. It is, let me see, Thursday morning, June 21st, 2018. And we got a whole bunch of this wet stuff everywhere coming down through the night. I figured, why not? I now have the NAS up and running. And why not shoot in 4K? So we're gonna just have a quick chat here, and my other camera's kind of been on the fritz here and there and stuff, so why not try and use the new camera more often as well. So I don't know if you guys kind of saw me like lose my mind a little bit yesterday in yesterday's vlog, and I had like 30 minutes of me talking about me and Rochelle and our personality types. I'm not even sure if it's classified as personality types. I guess so. But I came to the realization, and it took months, took some help from others, that the nutshell of the conversation that I had or recorded yesterday was that Rochelle is something called like a narcissist, and I'm something called an empath. E-M-P-A-T-H. And I'm gonna keep working on this and keep trying to, I guess you could say, analyze this and confirm it and all that. But in a nutshell, an empath is something like they classify it as like an emotional sponge. So I have the ability to pick up on other people's emotions, and then I internalize them. And what they're saying is there's a few different categories of empaths. One is like a highly sensitive person, and then there's somebody that just has almost like a decent intuition. And then they break it into two categories. There's like people that are focused, that exhibit these traits, and then there's people that are that they're basically empaths, but they don't know how to utilize it for good. And they equivalated it to being like a healer. And what they said was that empaths typically draw in hurt, broken people and or maybe perhaps in chance or hopes of fixing them. And all of this, when I found out about all this, it really, really resonated with me, because this is the kind of person I've been my entire life, it seems like. Like there was times through my divorce, I was like, dude, is this how is this how Jesus felt? Like when he would take on like the weight of the world, or, you know, all the sins and all that, like, you know, and he would internalize that in hopes to make things better or to heal people. But is this, you know, basically what he was doing? I might have even talked about that in the vlog at some point. I would have no clue when. It would have been a random thought. But I just get I get these intuitions and feelings and stuff. And when I'm with somebody, I pick up on all of their stuff, and I kind of take it on. And the healer thing was really fucking interesting, because I always called myself like a fixer. Like I always would say, like, I am the kind of person that wants to fix things. Anything, everything. Mechanical stuff, relationships, people, situations. And I had no clue what any of that meant. It was just like a thing about me that I just knew about me, but I didn't know how to control it, how to use it. I didn't know it was a thing. I thought it was a flaw. So when I realized and found out that Rochelle is definitely not like me in that aspect at all. She'll lend an ear and all that, but then she'll grab all that stuff you talk to her about and use it as ammo if and when needed against you. So I'm pretty convinced that she's like a second generation narcissist, and that's all shit she picked up from her ex-husband that she's not even aware she's exhibiting or doing. And maybe deep down in the core that was never her, but she's taken on all of those traits. And that's some stuff that I'm going to need to study more about. Like, you know, is that common? That people that have been abused and neglected and ridiculed and all that stuff by spouses, is that common that they, you know, associate or pick up those traits from that person and then carry them forward? You know, Rochelle and I had some conversations, and she still thinks I'm stuck on my ex and all that. And I don't know if that's true or not. But I'm trying not to mimic the same patterns that I exhibited back then. And I feel like, truly, that Rochelle is regressing into that old lifestyle, where, you know, all she cares about is hanging out with people. She doesn't want to hang out one-on-one. If it's with just friends or something, then I guess it's okay, but she doesn't want to hang out one-on-one. She's got all these rules and all these guidelines and keeps moving the goalposts. Like, oh, it's okay, you know, this day to hang out at my house, but the next day I want to go out on a date, which is fine, but talk about these things. So that was my big, you know, realization, was that I can't feed into a narcissist. It says that they literally, like, dine and dash. They will feed off of an empath and then leave you. And what they said was they're, you know, actually like dead. And that's describes the situation with Rochelle and I precisely. So the final question was, you know, do we remain friends? Is friends enough for me, or whatever? Like, or do I want more, or whatever? And I don't know any other way than to sit down and talk with her. I had this random thought, and I'm gonna keep studying it. But you know, she's so big into friends, and she's so big into hanging out with friends and this and that, and I could never quite understand why. And she says she's working on herself and she's working on things, or her life or something. But I think what it is she's surrounding herself with friends versus close companions, because they're not going to be able to identify this. They're not going to judge her for this. They're not going to get the full picture. They're only getting what she paints. And I had this crazy idea, but I want to talk to her about all of this stuff and say, you know, this isn't going to work. And here's my thoughts, and kind of mention, like, I respect and understand the friends thing, but if this narcissism is something that you want to work on, you know, maybe I could help you work on it, but as a partner. We don't need to rush things, we don't need to do whatever, but it's gonna take some work. I don't think this is even a therapy thing, because you're not gonna exhibit these behaviors to distant people. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna act like that towards friends and necessarily family. You might exhibit some of them, but they're not going to get the full thing. They're not going to understand it. She's not going to take this well. She's not going to take this talk well, and she's damn well not going to take me up on my offer to help her, but as a boyfriend or a companion. But that's, I guess you could say, my obligation. My obligation is to work on this with people because I can help. And I guess because I care. So that's my thoughts of the morning. I'm gonna have to maybe shoot her a message or talk to her and say, you know, I got a few things that I'm mulling over. Can we meet up next week or something like that? And basically see what she says. And I'm going to throw all these well thought out ideas to her. And it's going to be stuff that I'm going to study more between now and then. But I'm going to lay it out to her. These are things I don't think you can work through on your own. If you live by yourself and only hang out with friends, you're not going to get any better. I remember at the beginning of us being a thing together, I would make some comments about her, you know, having this trait or that trait, and she would just say, yeah, I'm working on that. And that would be it. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just getting out of work for the day, and it's still Thursday, and the anxiety is starting to set in. This sucks. I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna experience it. I want to feel it. I want to grow from this. Seriously. I think the only time I've really been single for any length of time was like when I was going through the divorce. That was when I ran into Missy or Melissa at the grocery store, and we kind of fell in love or whatever. But then I went directly from Missy to Vicky, and obviously from Vicky to Rochelle, and I don't know. I actually spent a little bit of time today talking to Vicky and having like a heart-to-heart with her. I didn't, you know, explain to her exactly what went on or what's going on and all that, but you know, I wanted to give her some closure, and I wanted to kind of not make right, because you know the way I went about it was a douche way, but you know, kind of have that almost like closure conversation. It's interesting, you know, how it works. It's like once you've had something good, you don't quite realize how good you had it until it's gone. And she made some really good comments today, and she did say, you know, there were definitely way more good times than bad times. And she said that she really did like my hurricane-like energy that I have, because I am an intense dude. I am very emotional. I'm very I guess you could almost just say like high strung, dude. Like, you guys know, fuck, I'm working a day job, I work a side job, I'm working another side job helping Luke on the weekends sometimes with consulting, and on top of all of that, you know, I'm vlogging daily, and back in the day I was working on a car at the same time too, like major work on a car, and then juggling a kid and relationships. So you guys can tell by just how fast I typically talk and all that, and how fast I move, that I can't sit still. I can't, you know, learn to appreciate sitting still. So that's what I'm going to work on. That's what I'm going to study and try to find myself. You know, I thought that I've been working on or towards finding myself since the divorce, and I've come a long way, but I'm just still not quite there. So I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I spent the last 2 days, whatever free time I had, I spent working on selling off all of my crypto. And I'm done. So I've sold, right now, somewhere over in the neighborhood of roughly $6,500 worth of crypto. Right now, I'm still holding like $1,200 or $1,300 worth of Ether, and that's like what I've accumulated today by selling off all my alts and all that shit. The reason why I didn't like sell that Ether yet is it's down like 3% or something for the day. So I'm gonna wait until it's at least up a few percent or something, and then sell it off. But right now, all my money is being held in GDAX under US dollar. So I should say all my funds. So I have the over $5,000 in like cash on GDAX, and I have the $1,200-$1,300 right now on Coinbase, which I could send. That's in Ether, which I could send over to GDAX at any moment and sell. All of my other crypto, except for like one or two things that I could not sell because like the wallets are disabled. I'm holding a coin called Fuel, and I think that was the only one that I couldn't sell off. So between that and my Masternode coins, that's all I have. So right now I have like between $800 and $900 worth of crypto, and that's what I'm going to be stuck with going forward. Those Masternodes are costing me $5 or $10 a month, and I'm making upwards of $30 a month keeping them. So for right now, it still makes sense to keep them. Probably what's going to happen is once the XMCC recovers, or if it recovers, I'll just dump that. So that's 1,000 coins, and typically they're worth around $1 a piece. Right now they're like at 66 cents. That's a huge pill to swallow. So that's 35-36% down from like the benchmark. So I'm kind of waiting for that to recover, and then I might just say, you know what, cool, I'm done. Let's pull the fucking plug. We're done with this shit. But so I have my Masternode coins, and I have my mining rig. I sold all of my other Ether from mining. I sold all of my other altcoins, and that's it, guys. So I have, like I said, between the $800 and $900 worth of Masternode coins and my mining rig, I might be able to get 200 and let's say $250 per card, and there's 5 cards. So I don't know. Let's say if I sell that mining rig by the end of the year, I might be able to get like $1,000 or something out of it. So where I'm at now, guys, I got enough money to pay off my credit card. I don't have enough money to cover that loan to my ex-mother-in-law. So I'm done. I'm done playing. This is why I can't date. I'm gonna have to either find somebody that values my time. Let's say my goal is to find somebody that values my time more than my money. I'm all about the law of attraction, so I have to say it to put it out there. I have a few other character traits that I'm really looking for and all that, but That's important to me. You know, and it might take me the next year and a half while I'm working on paying off this 401k loan. It might take me the next year and a half to find that person. But I'm done buying stupid. I thought it was like a bipolar thing where I'd get like down, so then I'd just start spending money on stupid shit, whatever I wanted. But I don't know. I guess I think it's more of a depression thing or something. So right now I do have like the anxiety kicking in. I don't have depression, which is very interesting. You know, I'm recognizing this. I'm identifying it and realizing that it's different. This is different this time around. So that means something's changing, or I'm changing. Hopefully for the better. For the best, but I am exhausted, I am tired, I am drained. I think I'm gonna buy some books about this empath thing, and there's some books that are out there that they talk about it, you know, they explain it, and they talk about how to become an empowered empath, and they give you techniques to ground yourself and to recharge yourself and all that stuff. I think that's what I need. And going forward, you know, and I talked about this with Vicky, you know, I asked her, you know, Rochelle made these comments about, you know, she wanted to be wooed more and wanted more romance and more dates and this and that. And I've been thinking about it. So, you know, I even asked Vicky, I was like, you know, I kind of, you know, I asked her, I said, you know, do you kind of wish, you know, I told her my thoughts, but I'm like, do you kind of wish that, like, we had kind of got to know each other a little bit better before we kind of got so serious so quickly? And she said, yeah, that would have been nice. And she said, you know, from her perspective, she said, she seems like I was ready for a big relationship and she was ready for a big relationship, so much so that we kind of like wanted to rush it versus enjoying what we had and loving what we had. And I would agree with that. I never really thought about that, and I'm gonna take some time to myself. I'm gonna have to distance myself from Rochelle, guys. She makes me fucking crazy. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I got some ideas, like I mentioned, you know, yesterday and last night and earlier, but it's just not good. That's what it comes down to. That's why I get the anxiety, because tired of doing this. I want to change. I want better. I want to be better, do better, become better. And the anxiety is that uncertainty and not realizing how to make that happen. So I might have to put out a little bit more faith. So that's kind of my update, guys. It's kind of, you know, I look at it as like a pivotal shift with selling off all this crypto, because I'm done, man. The crypto game, that was funding all my fun times, all my toys, my guns, all my fucking around. That was my fuck around money. It's dried up. So I'm just sitting here like, all right, time to buckle down. And it served its purpose. You know, crypto got me through the most tough financial times that I've ever had. It's, you know, been stressful, no doubt, but it's just been one of those, it's been amazing. It really has been a great learning experience, and it's bailed my ass out quite a few times, I'll say, over the last 2 to 3 years that I've been doing this. It really has. You know, it's just been amazing. You know, it's been amazing seeing, like, I have like $20,000-$30,000 in credit card debt, and then I can bail myself out. Or like now I have like over $6,000 in credit card debt, and I was able to bail myself out again. But playtime's over, guys. And Bobby's a little bit smarter. Bobby's a little bit wiser. And it's time to put my shoulder down and push through this motherfucker. I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to experience it. And it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be easy. This growing, this learning, this changing. All these last 3 years worth of experiences definitely got me to this point. I'm way better than I was. But I'm still not as good as I used to be, as the song goes. Alright guys, I'm headed home. I'm going to let the dog out, and then I'm going to run over by Luke's house, and we're going to edit a bit and hang out and talk and stuff. So, that's it. Stay tuned for more.